Hello, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be trying to get through a few of the books on my July TBR. If you haven't seen this video where I pick my July TBR by Spinner Wheel, I would suggest you go watch it. I am doing a monthly TBR for the first time ever. I've never done one before. I am at my core a mood reader, so this is definitely out of my comfort zone. But if there's one thing about me, I love a list and I love being able to check things off of a list. So I have a list of books that I need to read and I'm itching to check some off. I have already started one of the books on my July TBR, The Haar by David Sodergren. I'm about 45 pages into this. And in this, we are following our main character, Muriel. I think she's around 80 years old. She lives in a small Scottish fishing village called Witch Haven, and she lives alone. Her husband passed away a few years ago. She's in her 80s, so she has aches and pains. Her body is not what it used to be. She does not want to leave her home. She wants to live out the rest of her days there. However, recently, a billionaire who owns a property development company has set his sights on Witch Haven. He wants to buy out all of the residents so he can build a golf course. In the beginning of the book, we're seeing that it's Muriel and a few more of the older residents of Witch Haven that have remained. They're really trying to fight against this property developer. They don't want to leave their houses. They don't care how much money they're going to offer him. They all want to live out the rest of their days in Witch Haven. We've seen Muriel walking around outside of her house. We've seen the construction workers for this property development company being kind of aggressive towards her and the other villagers. So the company has actually started doing construction on certain parts of the village because some people did in fact sell their land to this company. It's atrocious how they're treating these remaining villagers, and I really feel for Muriel and her neighbors. Where I ended off in the book, Muriel just took a walk along the beach and ran into the son of the guy that owns the property development company and a woman there. He pushed her to the ground and kicked her, and she was not in a good way after. They both left her. She eventually came to and was like, I need to go home. She gets up and this thick fog is rolling in. They call it the Haar there. It's just a name for the fog. I thought that the Haar was like the name of a creature that she was going to meet, but it actually is just the name that these villagers have for this thick fog, I guess. I don't want to give too much away, but it seems like there is more to this fog than just fog. And that is on the back of the book, so I wouldn't consider that a spoiler. Yeah, I'm liking this so far. I like Muriel, and I like the setup of this. I'm thinking that this is going to be a lot of her and maybe her other neighbors fighting against this property development company. And I'm excited to see what the Haar brings, because I know it's not just fog. Let's keep reading. This is only like 200 pages, so I'm already almost a quarter of the way through. Hopefully this will be a quick one. I just got home from doing some overtime. I'm still in my scrubs, but I wanted to update you guys about how I'm doing with the reading of books from my July TBR before the sun goes down, because I just finished The Haar by David Sodergren. So that is one book knocked off of the July TBR. I think I'm giving this one a 3.5. The descriptions are crazy. Definitely gross. Definitely gross. I really liked that our main protagonist was an elderly woman. I thought that that was unique from anything that I've read before, like any horror novel specifically. And I really liked that. I thought David Sodergren did a good job of writing an elderly woman, too. Not that I have experience being an elderly woman, but I thought that Muriel was very likable and realistic. I think what kind of knocked this down for me, rating-wise, was that it starts feeling a bit repetitive because obviously this is a horror novel. People are dying. in the like killing scenes, they kept happening like in the same location. I think that's why. I also like was expecting them. I knew that they were going to come, so nothing was really shocking throughout the novel. The ending definitely was crazy and I never could have guessed. And I loved, like, this was like a heartwarming horror novel. So I love that. And David Sodergren did, in fact, write a pug into this book, like I was hoping he would. It's very well known that he has a pug, Boris the Pug, and the man loves pugs. Like, that's his publishing company. So he did, in fact, write a pug into the story, and it was amazing. And her name was amazing. I'll let you guys find that one out for yourselves. There is also, I'm not going to spoil what this is. I'm going to have to be so vague. But at the end, there is an epilogue or an author's note or something. Wait, there is an afterword at the end. The afterword, immediately I'm emotional. Then there's another little chapter after the afterword. Tears. Crying. I'm crying. Yeah, I'm not telling you what it's about or anything, but I love this man. So I will be reading more from him. I'm so happy to finally have that one off my TBR. I was really excited to read that one. It was a super fun, quick read. The coastal Scottish fishing village setting was really cool. Very atmospheric, and I can't wait to read more from David Sodergren. So happy I got that one off the TBR. I did, in fact, just start Those Who Wait by Haley Cass. I do have it physically here, but like I said, I just worked some overtime. I stayed late at work, so I found it on Hoopla. If you don't know what Hoopla is, because I didn't for so long, my girlfriend's friend like told her about it, and then I found out about it through that. So Hoopla, it's Hoopla. It's an app. If you have a library card, you can put your library card, like your library card number into it, and you can access a bunch of free audiobooks, ebooks, movies, like music, TV shows, a bunch of random crap for free, and there's no wait lines. I have no clue how this works, but I love it. So I don't know what the situation is with like movies, TV shows, but you can check out up to 3 titles a month. Like I keep doing audiobooks on there, and you can check out up to 3 every month. So I don't know if that's the same situation for movies and TV shows as well, but it's awesome. And get it if you don't have it. So I found Those Who Wait on there, and I just started at work, and I'm loving this so far. I feel like it was perfect. I read a horror book, and now I'm going into like a fun romance. I'm really excited. So in this, we are following Sutton and Charlotte. Sutton has recently discovered that she's bisexual, but she's really nervous about dating women and talking to women in like a romantic way. So one day she's with her friend. Her friend is like, I'm sick of you pitying yourself. So her friend takes her phone and downloads like a sapphic dating app on her phone. Then also messages a hot girl on there who is Charlotte. So they start talking. Sutton is like, I don't want to hook up. Like, that's not my vibe. And Charlotte's like, that is my vibe. So like, too bad. But then they kind of find themselves in this friendship where Sutton is asking Charlotte for advice, and Charlotte's trying to help her out. She's like, you're, just figuring out who you are, figuring out that you like women. So she's giving her some tips, Although they're texting each other and talking about dating and stuff, they don't really know very much about each other. They don't really give up much about their personal lives. Obviously, this is a romance book, so, their lives are going to collide somehow. And I just got to that part in the book, and I'm really liking it. I don't know if I didn't read the back of the book. Okay, it doesn't say on the back of the book, like, how they're brought into each other's lives, like, outside of this dating app, but it's tea. It's tea. And I'm so excited to keep reading. I'm like 100 pages in now. I'll update you guys when I'm a little bit further in. So far, I'm really liking both of them. I'm a little bit nervous about Charlotte because she's so like, I I just want a one night stand. I only do hookups. I don't want a real relationship. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. I'm nervous for our girl Sutton. This is a really highly rated book on Goodreads. So I do have high hopes. I will see you guys in a few days with updates. Okay, guys, I wanted to update because I only have about 100 pages left of Those Who Wait. I really love the setup of this. So Sutton and Charlotte both come from very affluent families. So throughout the story, we've seen them go to events and parties with other, celebrities or politicians, whatever. So I really, really like that aspect of it. And additionally, they're kind of keeping their little relationship situation under wraps because Charlotte is not out publicly yet. Like, I think her family knows that she's gay, but she's not out to the public. And she's afraid that coming out at this point might sabotage her political run. She's currently in the running for a seat in some house. She's in the running for a political position. I'm loving this. I love their relationship. They have a friends with benefits thing going on right now, which I'm loving. They're actually friends, and I haven't found it really too messy because one thing about both of these characters is that they're actually pretty good at communicating with each other, which I appreciate because I hate miscommunication in romance books. One more thing I will say, I'm reading this physically and listening to the audiobook sometimes. The narrator, this is narrated by Lori Prince. I think I've listened to other things that she's narrated, and she's great. But during the smut scenes, she puts on, the voice that she puts on for Charlotte, it goes right through me. I hate it. She makes her voice really high-pitched. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, anyways, don't love that. But other than that, the audiobook's great. I will be back with final thoughts. Okay. Hello, you guys. It is August 1st, and I'm in a new location because I have in fact moved. I'm still in Nova Scotia, I'm just not in the city anymore. Trying to save money, so we are living in my girlfriend's parents' basement for probably a year-ish. I started this video close to the beginning of July, and it has just been dragged out so long because July has been crazy because moving, my parents visited, it's been insane. So, finally, excited to wrap it up. So, out of my July TBR, was it 4 books? Was it 4 books or 5 books? I don't even remember. It was 4, right? Yeah. Out of the 4 books on my July TBR, I read 3. To wrap up Those Who Wait, I see why this one is so widely loved. I really love the friends to lovers aspect of this and the communication of the two FMCs. Overall, it was good and mature. I liked the setup of this one, how it all began on a dating app. I thought that was fun and different, and the smut in this, fantastic. After that, you saw a couple clips of me reading My Friends at the Beach. I started it there. I read 1 chapter, and then I finished it over this past week. I listened to it a little bit using some of my Spotify hours, and then yesterday I finished it up after we did our out inspection for our old apartment. Sophie and I went to a coffee shop, and I finished it there. Bad idea. I was sobbing in the coffee shop. So, yeah. My Friends is by Fredrick Backman. I have read 1 other book from him. My grandmother wants me to tell you she's sorry. And I really liked it. I gave it 4.5 stars. My Friends, 5 stars, bitch. Fredrick Backman writes like no one else. In this, we're following Louisa, who is a 17-year-old girl, and she has an obsession with this painting. She goes to a museum one day because she wants to see the painting in real life. She's only ever seen
like prints of it. She has it on a postcard, stuff like that. After she sees it in this museum, she begins to learn the whole story behind the painting. Who the painter is, what inspired him to paint this painting, who the people are in the painting. This is a really moving story about how important friendship is, how important art is, and how these things can instill hope in people. Reading this reminded me that I literally have only read one other Fredrick Backman book and that I need to read all of his books. The immediate 5-star feeling after finishing this was amazing, and I really needed that. I haven't had that yet this year. I've had some where I like sit on it and then I'm like, okay, yeah, 5 stars. But this immediately when I finished, I was like, oh, so 5 stars, so 5 stars. So yeah, my first time doing a monthly TBR was kind of successful, guys. I read 3 of the books for my TBR. They were all really good too. I still need to read For the Love of a Sun. I really would like to do that in August. I'm not doing a monthly TBR this month because I just didn't have time, girl. I just didn't have time. But yeah, it was really fun. It was a fun challenge, and I managed to do pretty well on it, even though July was insane. If you would like to see me do another one of these monthly TBR videos, let me know, because I had a really fun time, so I would definitely do it again. Maybe I will post a video setting up our new room here, setting up the bookshelf again. Thank you guys for watching. See you soon.